Hello everyone. In today's video of chapter Structure of Atom, we are going to talk about quantum numbers. Atomic orbitals and quantum numbers. The wave function or atomic orbitals form the basis of quantum mechanical electronic structure of an atom. This I told you in earlier video that various orbitals in an atom differ in size, in shape, in orientation with respect to the nucleus and depending on the value of psi square. Each orbital is designated by three quantum numbers, that is n, l and ml, which is called as principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number and magnetic orbital quantum number respectively. And also the fourth quantum number, that is electron spin quantum number, gives us the spin state of an electron in an orbital. I told you already, principal quantum number used to give us the information about the shell. Azimuthal quantum number is giving us information about the subshell in which the electron is present, and magnetic orbital quantum number gives information about the relative spatial orientation of the orbitals in any given shell. So let's start with principal quantum number. Principal quantum number is represented by small n. It is a positive integer with value of n being 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. It gives us the information of the shell. You all know shell are represented by symbols like K, L, M, N and so on. We also know, children, with an increase of n, the distance from the nucleus and the size of shell also increases and the energy also increase. And in hydrogen like species, the energy of orbital depends only the value of n. But if we are talking about multi-electron atoms, the energy of orbital depends upon two quantum numbers, that is n and l. This concept of energy depending upon n and l you are going to learn in the further slides. Before that, I want to tell you, if you are given K shell, the value of n for K shell would be 1. Value of n for L shell would be 2. For M shell, n is equal to 3. For N shell, n is equal to 4. Now next. Azimuthal quantum number. Azimuthal quantum number is represented by small l. It is also called subsidiary quantum number, and the another name of this quantum number is secondary quantum number. Atomic orbitals with same value of n but different values of l constitute a subshell belonging to the shell for given n. The number of subshell in a shell is equal to n. Thus, you can say here, for example, third shell. I am talking about M shell. M shell used to contain 3 subshells. That means value of n for third shell is 3 and total there are 3 subshells in third shell. Likewise, second shell, which has principal quantum number 2, it is containing 2 subshells, and first shell, that is K shell, used to contain only 1 subshell, that is S subshell. The values of L ranges from 0 to n minus 1. For example, if I am talking about K shell has principal quantum number 1, and according to this formula, the value of L would be 0 to 1 minus 1. So the value of L would be 0 for K shell. Then if I am talking about, if I have S, P, D, F subshell, for say it is given in the question, you can say for S subshell the value of L is 0, for P subshell the value of L is 1, for D value of L is 2, and for F value of L is 3. Now the next, magnetic orbital quantum number. It is used to be represented by ml. It is giving us information about the relative spatial orientation of the orbitals in a given subshell. Values of ml are possible, which ranges minus L to plus L. If I am talking about, let's suppose for P shell I am talking about, and in earlier slide we have learned the value of L for P subshell is 1. That means the allowed value of ml is according to the formula minus L to plus L, and the value would be minus 1, 0 and plus 1. Why? Because P subshell contains 3 orbitals having 3 distinct orientations. And also I can tell you here about, because P subshell has 3 p orbitals which are also denoted by px, py and pz. So the value of px, that is ml value of px is minus 1, ml value of py orbital is 0, and ml value of pz orbital is plus 1. And the sum of the orbitals in the constituent subshell gives the total number of orbitals in the concerned shell is given by n square. So this is how we used to determine magnetic quantum number for S, for principal quantum number or azimuthal quantum number given in the question. Electron spin quantum number. Electron spin quantum number is denoted by ms. It specifies the spin state of an electron in an orbital. An electron spin around its axis, and this imparts spin angular momentum to the electron. The two orientation which the spin angular momentum of an electron can take up give rise to the spin states which can be distinguished from each other by spin quantum number. For understanding this, let's take one example. Children, every subshell has definite number of orbitals, and in each orbital maximum 2 electron can be accommodated, and one electron used to spin clockwise, another electron used to spin anti-clockwise. The value of ms for the electron which is rotating clockwise is plus half, and that electron used to be denoted by the arrow pointing upwards, and the another electron present in the orbital which is rotating anti-clockwise, the value of ms for that particular electron is minus half, and that electron is represented by arrow pointing downwards. This is how we used to allocate the ms value to the electrons present in an orbital. Now distribution of orbitals in shell and subshells. So K shell has principal quantum number 1. The total orbitals present in a shell we will calculate according to formula n square. So we will get total orbitals 1 in K shell, and total number of subshell in a shell is equal to the principal quantum number. So the total number of shells would be 1 since n is equal to 1 here. Azimuthal quantum number will be calculated by the formula 0 to n minus 1. The value of n here is 1. So L is equal to 0 here. Total number of orbitals present will be calculated according to the formula 2L plus 1. So we will get 1 total number of orbital in a subshell, and sum of all the orbitals we will get 1 here only for a K shell. Now let's talk about L shell. L shell is the second shell. So the principal quantum number is 2. According to n square, we will get total orbitals 4. And how many subshells will be there in the shell K? In the shell L will be 2. How? Because total number of subshells is equal to the principal quantum number. That is why the total number of subshells will become 2. Now, azimuthal quantum number according to the formula 0 to n minus 1. So, we will get 2 azimuthal quantum numbers 0 and 1. For L equals to 0, we will be having total number of orbitals 1 according to the formula 2L plus 1, and for L is equal to 1, we would get now total number of orbitals 3. In total, we will be having 4 orbitals present in the L shell. Now, M shell, principal quantum number 3 because it is third shell. Total number of orbitals, it will be having 9. Total number of subshells equal to principal quantum number, so it would also be 3. The azimuthal quantum number would be 0, 1 and 2. Then for every L, we are calculating the number of orbitals. We will get 1, 3 and 5 respectively, and sum of orbitals in all the subshells present in M shell would be 9. How? 1 plus 3 plus 5. These are the values we have taken and added. We get 9 total orbitals in all the subshells present in M shell. So this is how we used to distribute orbitals in a shell and subshell. Now next. Now orbital distributions in first 4 shell. Let's say K shell. K shell has principal quantum number 1. It has 1 shell. Its L value is 0. It has only 1 s orbital, and it has only 1 orbital. It has 1 subshell and it has 1 orbital, and its ML value is 0. If I am talking about L shell, L has NQ value is 2. Number of subshells is also 2. It has 2 possible azimuthal quantum number according to 0 to n minus 1 formula. L equals to 0 and L equals to 1. If L equals to 0, that means in second shell S subshell is present, and if L is equal to 1, that means in second shell P subshell is also present. Total number of orbitals according to the total 2L plus 1 formula is 1 and 3, and this would be the possible magnetic quantum number. Similarly for M, this is how we are going to calculate principal quantum number. It is equal to 3. Then number of shells will also be 3. These would be the azimuthal quantum numbers, and according to 0, 1, 2, we will be having 3s, 3p and 3d subshells. According to this formula, we will be having the orbitals in s or in p or in d, like 1, 3 and 5 respectively, and these would be the values of the magnetic quantum number according to the formula minus L2 plus L. If I am talking about, like, if this is magnetic quantum number, I need to calculate for L equals to 1. So minus L2 plus L, that means minus 1 2 plus 1. So values would be minus 1 0 plus 1. Then if I am talking about all magnetic quantum numbers for the value L equals to 2, then the value would be minus 2 minus 1 0 plus 1 plus 2. In this way we used to write the magnetic quantum number. So children, this is all about your quantum numbers. Thank you.